G'day everyone, welcome to The Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, I'm Al.
Today, mate, we're going to talk about Lois Casbolt, the 91-year-old lady who got denied an ambulance
You
ride.
can't even imagine it was your mum.
Well, imagine.
Jesus Christ. What I don't understand is, would they lose their job if they went, you know what? Come on, let's just take her.
I don't
Would
know.
they have lost their job?
I don't know. Let's walk through the details and then we'll have a look at it. So 91-year-old Lois had a fall in her home,
Yep.
broke her pelvis, ended up with a brain bleed and a lot of...
Her face was a mess,
It
poor
was.
thing.
She was able to crawl to another room but couldn't reach the phone. So she was in there for about an hour. Then her daughter came in. She lives in a granny flat in the backyard. Her daughter came in with her meal, noticed her on the floor and a lot of blood, called an ambulance. The ambulance got there in good time.
Yep.
Nice and fast. But the paramedics decided that they had to call the Victorian Virtual Emergency Department.
Now, you're saying decided.
That's their instruction, I think. If they believe that it's maybe a heart attack or something like that, something critical, then I think they're under instructions to call this Victorian Virtual Emergency Department, where you get a virtual doctor who makes a virtual diagnosis.
Without actually seeing the patient.
No FaceTime. No?
Yeah, no, I'm not loving that.
No, exactly right. So this doctor goes through, this doctor's got all of her medical history in front of them
Mm-hmm.
and is talking to the paramedics, getting feedback, and decides that this patient has to go to hospital, but not in an ambulance.
And how is she going to get there?
Well, the paramedics say, well, we agree, you've got to get her to hospital, but we're not going to be able to do it. So you got two options. We can either call a patient transport vehicle, which I think the average wait can be like an hour and 40 minutes or something crazy like that, because it's not emergency, but sometimes it can be much longer. Or you can chuck her in the back of the car and take her yourself.
How far from the hospital?
Depending on who you listen to, and we know this area that she's in pretty well, 6 to 9 minutes.
So what's the reason for not taking her anyway?
Well, the virtual doctor has said no,
Right.
but they did say they were the only ambulance on the night and they didn't want to get tied up with a non-emergency. But a 91-year-old with a busted pelvis and a smashed-in face, that's an emergency.
Sounds like an emergency.
Yeah, exactly right.
Especially at that age.
So the daughter agrees, well, we're not going to wait
An hour and a half.
a long time for a patient vehicle. We'll take her. To which the paramedics help get the mother into a vehicle and wave her goodbye. They drive to Warrigal Hospital, which is...
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane, mate.
Yeah.
And the hospital's like, what are you doing?
So the hospital thought that
Up in
she should
arms,
have been
mate.
brought by the ambulance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, don't you? It sounds to me like this virtual doctor's kind of at fault, and who came up with the virtual doctor?
The virtual emergency department,
COVID.
yes, exactly right, mate, started in 2020 to help treat COVID patients.
Right.
So they didn't have to go and see a doctor. They could just ring.
Yep.
I think this was happening in other states as well, but it doesn't any longer. Only WA is the only other state that has anything like this. And it's not a 24/7
Yep.
where paramedics are expected to make the call.
So only in Victoria.
Only in Victoria.
Again,
Yeah.
just Victoria, which
And-
makes it the best state ever.
For fucking things up. Absolutely. We're the kings of it. So we've got a department that costs us money,
Yep.
millions of dollars a year. Wouldn't you be better off putting that into extra paramedics
Yeah.
and ambulances?
Why, that seems like a great idea.
It staggers me. You train your paramedics. They're all smart people. They're all qualified. They're all able to decide whether this lady needs an ambulance or not. It's obvious. She hasn't moved for over an hour. She can't even lift an arm above her head.
Well, that being said, why did they even phone them?
I think they're under instructions too, mate.
That's mental.
It is. And we'll get to why I think it is in a minute. Right, so Ambulance Victoria have then come out with a statement because there's obviously now a bit of blowback. And we're now talking days and days later and Lois is still in hospital.
Yep.
She's not going anywhere.
How many days is it now? 9?
I think it's 8 or 9
Yeah,
days,
it
something
is.
crazy, yeah. Ambulance Victoria state that they contact the VED, the Victorian Virtual Emergency Department, to ensure the right patients receive the right care, which hasn't happened in this case. This allows them to keep ambulances available This is where I start to think, oh, hang on, we're talking quotas here. For critical emergencies while providing specialist support for non-life-threatening conditions. This isn't specialist support. This is some person on a phone
I know.
deciding who gets care and who doesn't.
No, bullshit.
That's bullshit. They also said this reduces unnecessary hospital visits, reduces the number of patients treated by emergency departments, which it didn't because they had to get to the hospital anyway, and it improves access to emergency specialty care, particularly in regional areas, which this is. But it didn't do any of that because they had to take it to hospital anyway.
No.
The action is then ticked off by Heartless Health Minister Marianne Thomas,
Which?
who backs the system and the decision. Can't this government ever come out and say, oh, we're going to have to look into this. This doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
No, back it.
No.
No, we put it in place. It must be right.
Yeah.
Come on, Mary, remove your steel exterior and show a little bit of compassion. Is there anybody in the Allen government who could show any compassion?
Just think of this, Mary. What if it was your mum?
Exactly.
Eh?
So I'm struggling to see a reason here, and it's not until I look a bit deeper within it that I start to see a reason. And I think they've gone the big picture, mate. Yeah, it's all about quotas. Yeah, how many people are they taking to hospital over what period of time? How they're going to be judged? They need to show that they've made improvement before the next election, so they're going to give less people care.
I wonder if there's any pay incentives to.
No, this would all be this would be all about optics for the Allen government going into the next election. They need to be seen to have improved the health system before the next election. Jacinda Allen needs to be able to stand there and say, I've done a better job than Dan did.
I don't know, mate. I think she's a buffoon.
Buffoon.
A buffoon.
Worse than Dan?
Look, she's getting up there.
I think she is.
She's getting up there. She's competing.
Yeah.
She's not like way down here to him. Nah.
Yeah. Yep, exactly right. So let's put numbers first rather than helping a patient or fixing the health system, health department. There's talk about Ambo's going on strike again, over pay dispute again. It's ridiculous, mate.
Yeah.
What's happening in this state is ridiculous. Yet we're putting some stupid tunnel across the south to the east for trains. Who cares?
That never cost much.
No, it's billions and trillions of dollars, mate. Wouldn't you rather more ambulances, police and hospital beds?
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's a joke. The whole thing's a joke. Lois doesn't get the care she deserves. She's 91, mate.
I know.
These are the people you need to look after.
I know. That's absolutely shit.
Yep.
It's really shit.
She needs care and she doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And the system says, oh, we can't be giving her care. And the government says, oh, we can't be giving her care. What's happened?
But then the hospital, when she gets there, they're like, what the hell?
What is going on?
She should have been taken in the ambulance.
Yeah.
So who's wrong? Who's right?
Well, I'm saying, the hospital's right. And she's still there. So she's obviously got injuries.
Yep.
And to have treated her and her daughter like that,
I know, that's
disgraceful, mate.
That is disgraceful.
It is.
Yep.
It's shameful.
It is.
And I'm not having to go at the paramedics. They're following procedure, but they should be left to make that decision all to themselves.
What do you pay that ambulance thing for?
So
you can call an ambulance and you don't get have to pay the massive bill at the end of the day.
I read a report today. It started to get me angry, so I wasn't even going to bring this up, but I'll bring it up now. It was a survey between more affluent areas and less affluent areas. And pretty much what this survey found is more affluent areas, they will call the virtual emergency department themselves before they'll call an ambulance and get self-diagnosed.
Yep.
Whereas people in less affluent areas will call an ambulance first, call AAA.
Yep.
And they're saying it's that's clogging the system up. Hang on. What's the instructions? If someone's badly injured, what do? You don't call a virtual emergency doctor.
You phone the hospital. You
call AAA.
Yeah.
Why would you even do a survey between affluent and not so affluent areas to work out who they're calling? If someone wants to call a doctor, great. If someone feels they have to call an ambulance, great.
Well, we know what to do next time. We call the virtual doctor and tell them you're near dying and you better get to the hospital. You better get an ambulance.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're going to get an ambulance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not working then, is it? Either way. It's
interesting because this lady has some underlying health conditions, and in the number of times they had called an ambulance beforehand, they'd always taken her.
Yep.
So I don't know why this should be any different. They've got her medical history.
I know. It's kind of dumb, isn't it?
It just makes me mad. If we're not looking after the most precious people on earth, which are the people that have given the most at 91 years of age, you've given.
Yep.
If we're not looking after those people,
yeah,
what's the point?
They don't give a shit about anybody.
No,
And
it feels like
it just shows it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Jess Wilson talk on this. No, I've heard the opposition's health minister talk about it.
Yep.
You had something to say about Jess.
Yeah, I'm not particularly enamored
Already?
by her. Nah, I don't like her.
What happened?
Don't know. I saw her speaking and I went, nah.
No?
I preferred the other dude. Was his name Batten?
Yeah.
Yeah, I preferred
Brad.
him. Didn't like her at all.
Okay.
I thought she just reminds me of a bit Teely.
Yes.
Mm.
There has that comment
She's got that-
has been made.
She's definitely got that vibe about her.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what her position on net zero ends up being.
She got there pretty young.
She did 35. Yeah.
Is it who you know, mate?
Yeah, maybe. Well, her father
Yeah.
was an MP,
Yeah.
a Liberal Party MP. All right, everyone, let us know what you think. Should this lady have got the ambulance treatment? We believe she
course.
should have. 100%
Without a doubt.
every time.
Yep.
And can we please just bring back paramedics that are capable of making a decision, mate?
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
get them to make the call on whether this person is going to hospital or not.
Yep.
Because I'm buggered if I'm going to call an ambulance and sit at home and wait for them to call some virtual emergency.
Mate, if you'd
phone.
got there and you were a paramedic, not that you've ever been or ever probably ever going to be,
I'm not trained.
seeing that old lady lying on the ground, what would your first initial instinct be?
Your heart
You
must
take her anyway.
your heart must say, we're taking you to hospital.
Yep.
Has to.
Yep. Definitely.
So there's something wrong with the training or the instruction or the procedure or there's
Or
something wrong.
They're scared of losing their job
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
or being reprimanded, not getting that promotion. Everything.
Don't know.
There's loads of reasons why you don't do a thing when you know in your heart that you probably should.
Well, they didn't.
Yeah.
And she's none the better for the decisions made on that
No.
night.
Definitely not.
It's a disgrace.
Yep.
Lois, we hope you're feeling better and we hope that your recovery is as speedy as possible and that you're back home not having to call an ambulance pretty soon.
Good on you guys. See ya.
Thanks. Bye.